time for a Q&A session. Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Before we jump into all of the Chelsea content, I wanted to create a Q&A video for you guys because I feel like it's been a while since I've done something like this. So I asked on Twitter any questions that you guys had for me, and I just picked a couple, as many as I could, without hopefully the video being too ridiculously long. And I've kind of split them up into Chelsea, general football, and then just about me personally, so that you guys kind of have that as well split up. So we'll start with Chelsea because I know that's what you guys are probably here for. First up, Rod Hazel 24 asks, what's the best Chelsea double six midfield pivot when everybody is healthy? And honestly, this is a really difficult question because I feel like they've all looked good and I don't necessarily have a favorite. I feel pretty comfortable with any of those players on the pitch, whether it's Conte, Jorginho, Kovacic. Now we're seeing Ruben Loftus-Cheek back in the mix as well, which I'm so happy about. If I had to pick two based off of like past results, I would probably say Conte and Jorginho, but honestly Kovacic has looked really strong. He's been starting to add more goal contributions to his game as well. He's making more passes forward, and Ruben Loftus-Cheek, I mean, right now he's a backup, but he could perfectly be a starter for Chelsea and get his name back in the mix as well. So honestly, we just have really great midfield options. We still have Saul, haven't seen him play much. I think Ruben really knocked him down a peg in the pecking order, so I don't know how much more we're going to see of him, but Chelsea are just blessed in that midfield. NCFC 95 asks, which player is the most underrated at Chelsea? And guys, I think you know my answer, so think about it for a sec. Yes, my answer is Azpilicueta. Of course it is. Why? I feel that he is so underrated. He has been playing at the most top level for nearly 10 years. He has played under so many different managers. He has won everything. He's won the Premier League, the Champions League, the FA Cup. He's won everything, and he can play across that back line. Every time that people say that he's slowing down, he does not slow down. He just keeps on going, and he gives 1,010% every single time that he's on the pitch. He's getting so many assists this season as well, and I feel like people are starting to appreciate him. I'm seeing more Aspie love on the timeline and on YouTube, but I could see more of it. Honestly, I couldn't. I think it's going to be one of those things where we don't realize how truly blessed we've been with this player until he retires or leaves, which I hope isn't for a couple more years at the very least. But yes, Aspie for me is the most underrated player. SSJ for Hernan has asked, who do you expect to start at left wing back in the next Chelsea game, and who do you think that Tuchel will start? And honestly, this is really tough because I think Alonso has had a really great start to the season, then he kind of like didn't look as strong the past couple of games, and Ben Chilwell, apparently mentally he was just having a really difficult time, but he's starting to get his way back in, and he's been scoring a couple of goals as well. And I do think long-term Ben Chilwell is going to be the left wing back for Chelsea, but I think that it's really great to have that competition between him and Alonso, so both of them know that their spots are never really safe. But I do want to see more of Ben Chilwell, I think, since I do think he's going to be the starting left wing back. So I would start Ben Chilwell, and I do think that Thomas Tuchel is going to start Ben Chilwell against Brentford as well. Nana3 asks, what do you think about Chelsea's goals coming from 13 different goal scorers? Do you think that it's positive, or that Chelsea need a player to score 20 plus goals in a season? Yeah, it's really interesting. I mean, I would have expected Lukaku to have scored a bit more than he did. I think that at the beginning he really didn't get that many chances. He kind of had a couple of half chances and happened to convert them, and they were really great finishes, and a lot had to be done. But we've been seeing in the past couple of games that Lukaku has been more isolated, and that there's kind of just this disjoint between the midfield and the attack, and the players don't really know where to go and who to stay close to, and it's just leaving Lukaku isolated. He's not getting that many touches on the ball. So I think that it's great that the rest of the team has stepped up, but I also don't think that that is like something that can be sustainable in the long term. And I think if you're going to win the Premier League, you probably do need somebody who's going to score 20 plus goals for you in a season. I do think that Lukaku is going to do that for Chelsea this season, but it's just a matter of Chelsea and Lukaku kind of figuring out the best way that they can work together to get the best out of the team and out of Lukaku as well. SQ Saad, sorry if I totally mispronounced your name, asked, would you take Hazard back at Chelsea? $1 million question. My heart says yes, my head says no, but I feel like a lot of times I just go with my heart on this one. I mean, he's just such a special player. He's one of my absolute favorite players. We share the same initials as well, which is also special. And I just feel bad for the guy. I know that he made his decision to go to Madrid, and the grass isn't always greener on the other side, and I think he's struggled a lot. He hasn't managed to stay fit, but I don't know if that's a Hazard problem or a Madrid thing. I just don't know, but I would hope that if Chelsea were to bring him back, under the assumption that you're not paying crazy fees, you're not paying crazy wages, and he's going to be a squad player, not going to be expected to start, then maybe it does make sense to have him back. And I don't know, he did so much for Chelsea. It would be nice to see him maybe finish his career at Chelsea as well, but that's just like the dreamer in me. But let me know your thoughts on this one. United still asks, what got you into Chelsea and any inspirations in the content creation world? So about 8 years ago now, which is absolutely insane, I studied abroad in London and fell in love with Chelsea. All of my flatmates were super into football. And as for inspirations, I think the first YouTuber that I watched was Yan, who's now a really good friend of mine, which is really, really cool. So he's probably the first person that I watched their videos. And as for content creation, Matisse as well, I absolutely adore him, and he's so unique. And just for other people that I look up to, Olivia Bazaglo, who I have the weekly show with. I mean, she's awesome. She's absolutely killing it. Alison Bender as well. She's just done absolutely everything, and she's massive inspiration for me. So there's a lot of people that I look up to and that I'm lucky enough to be able to message and talk to and ask for advice. And yeah. All right, moving on to the general football part of this video. Kai H Enthusiast asks, is there a specific team that you support in Spain? No, there isn't. I don't support any team outside of Chelsea. If you want to be technical, then sometimes I support the Spanish national team when they play in competitions for the Euros and the World Cup, more towards Spain. Well, World Cup of US and Spain, but that's about it. I don't support any team inside of Spain. Cold Fusion MBE asks, can we get Lukaku back at United? And definitely not. We just paid a ton of money for him, and he is here to stay at Chelsea. CFC Nath 9 asks, your favorite player from the Big Six? I mean, I could say Ronaldo because he's just like such a talented player, but I feel like many people would say that, so I'll try to pick an answer that's a little bit more niche, so to speak. So I really like Heung-min Son. I think he's really, really talented footballer. He also seems like a pretty nice guy as well, and he's been doing really well for Tottenham, especially this year. So that would be my choice on that one. Carefree Jam asks, who is the best player in the world right now? One with Messi and Ronaldo in the mix and one without. So if I just had to pick the best player in the world right now, I do think that it is Messi. I mean, the goals and numbers that he's putting up are just absolutely ridiculous. But if I take him and Ronaldo out of the equation, I think it's probably Lewandowski or Karim Benzema. I think that they have been probably underrated just because the level of Ronaldo and Messi has been so crazy that we're never going to see those kinds of levels in our lifetime again. but they are absolutely brilliant players as well. Dark Infinity now want to ask me a couple of questions, and I really liked these questions. They're just personal about me. So the first one is, what would you be doing if you weren't a Chelsea content creator? Well, believe it or not, this is just a hobby. I have a full-time job that I work at a software company, and then I just do this on the side for fun in my spare time, and I really love it, and maybe eventually it will grow to something, who knows, but for now just trying to keep up with everything. So that's why sometimes I miss videos, or I'm not able to put out content as consistently. I try so hard, but sometimes I'm just so incredibly busy between climbing and my job and this. It's just like absolutely insane. Then as what would you be doing if you weren't a Chelsea content creator? What type of content creator would you be? And honestly, like, I would love to be a fitness content creator. Like, I'm super into working out and eating healthy, and like I just posted on Instagram a picture of my fridge all organized with a ton of fruits and vegetables. So I would absolutely love that, and like work with brands and get gym gear for free and stuff to make videos about it. Like, I think that would be super cool if I wasn't doing the Chelsea content creation. So Kwake, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. Saad, say, what's life like in Madrid? Honestly, it's really good. It's still pretty warm out. You don't really need a jacket if you go outside, and especially during the day, it's super warm. I just got promoted at my job, so that's really cool. The biggest rock climbing gym in all of Spain has opened up 5 minutes from our apartment, and so I'm just really busy these days, like cooking, working out, doing Chelsea things, working, and it's been a really cool season of my life right now. I finally feel settled in Madrid after so many years of not feeling settled. My Spanish is finally improved, and I feel like I can talk to people and be myself more or less. So it's been really good. Thanks for asking. So guys, I hope that you enjoyed this Q&A video. I hope that I got to a lot of questions. I tried to get to as many as possible. I don't know how long this video is at the time of recording, but I can imagine it's going to be like quite a long one, so maybe I'll be able to cut it down a bit, I don't know, but I hope that you enjoyed this. If you have any more questions for me, feel free to just drop them in the comments below, and I will be happy to answer them. And yeah, I hope that you enjoyed it. I have a lot of content now with the pickup of the season again after the international break, and it's gonna be a busy time, but we're gonna love it. Yeah, so guys, thanks for watching. If you like this video, drop it a like. It really honestly helps me out so much. Make sure to subscribe to my channel as well, and yeah, until next time, I'm out.